Hello and welcome. Today we have Florin Muresan with us. He is the founder and CEO of Squirrly, and they also happen to have a couple of edtech solutions.
Thanks for having me, Christina. We actually started developing a couple of different classes on subjects like SEO, content marketing, ideation, and conversion rate optimization, and like everything that you would need as a marketer to succeed. And after a while, we've actually started taking all of the classes that we've had and turning them into different educational products.
Why do you think education is important?
Even if it doesn't seem like very intuitive, because it's like completely counterintuitive, for a guy who dropped out of the last year of university, I think that education is the most important thing in the world. And I say that completely honest. For me, when you see those campaigns, like what campaign would you join? I don't really care about all of those campaigns, like not even 10% as much as I care about any campaign that has to do with education, because I think that the most important thing that humans did over the past 100 years was that they started actually educating themselves and becoming better and learning about the world around them and learning from history, learning from mistakes, and actually starting a real society that actually has value and where people can actually live great lives. And that's why I think that education is the most important thing that we as humans can have.
Mind if I ask, how did you get your first clients, and what is the niche market that you are addressing?
The first people who started taking our classes, they were basically free users of the Squirrly SEO plugin. We've realized that because SEO is such a complex field, it wasn't enough to just give them, hey, this is what you can use to do your own SEO, because you need to know what you are supposed to achieve, how you should address the market. You have tools like keyword research, but if you don't know why you should do a keyword research, you will never actually do it, because it doesn't make sense. It's not something that you usually think about. I'm starting today and I'm going to do a keyword research. This is going to be my best day yet. No, nobody does that. Of course, after you learn about keyword research, that might actually happen to everybody who's learned about keyword research. So we figured that people should actually start learning about why they need audits, why they need keyword research, why they need to actually compose the text in such a way that this is going to be perfect for both humans and search engines, because most people, they either write only for humans and then nobody finds the articles on search engines, or they only write for the search engines and then they forget that actual human readers need to read their content. And actually, up to date, our SEO for Humans course has been by far the most popular. We've had over 139,000 students to that course, and we were like the first in the market to speak about, hey, you need to take a step back and you need to focus on doing SEO, but also humans need to love the content that you produce and everything that's displayed on the pages of your website.
The concept you had in the beginning, does it look the same right now?
So it's so interesting. We've been in 2012, we've been at a pre-accelerator sort of thing. And there was this very cool framework that they were using back then. And it got us thinking about what people actually need. So if somebody wants to internet marketing, what do they actually need? And the final part was, we either create a product that's like a software product, or we create online education. So both of these things, they would have solved the customer's problems.
Okay.
And this way it's very interesting for me now, because we've basically started with the software product, but we also had to create the educational product. And now that we have both solutions, especially the product now, it offers a lot of lessons and online training for our customers. So you can't have one without having the other. So to offer the complete solution to the customer's needs, we actually need both these solutions. So that's why it was very important for us to start really offering a lot more on education and on online trainings. Plus, it's what people expect from us nowadays, because they really bought into the whole, we offer you the tools, the guidance, and the mentoring to succeed. And this is actually something that they need. So it's not just a fancy thing that we've said back in I don't know when. It's actually what customers tell us that, okay, that's why we come to you guys. That's what we need from you. So we're basically just fulfilling a very clear need that we know people actually have right now. It's not just a guess like it was back in the day.
That sounds very cool. If you were to do it again, all over again, knowing what you know now, would you do something different?
Yes, I would have. I mean, if I can do it all over again, I would definitely start Education Cloud 2020 sooner, much sooner than we did. Because we've had the lessons, but we were only sending them out via emails, and people actually got to engage with us by replying to the emails or by commenting on our blogs where we posted the whole lesson. So it was mostly text based. And yes, so I would have definitely, if I were to do it again, I would definitely just throw all of those into a platform for which I give free access and premium access as well, because people really love the premium access and they're super happy to pay for the premium access. So this is definitely something that I would totally do much faster.
Is this an insight you're offering our people? Just have a premium next to the premium thing.
Yeah, because we just kind of stumble upon it. I mean, we didn't really think, as since we were offering all of these great lessons for free, we never thought that we would ask somebody to pay for them. But when we've done the package deal, it made a lot of sense for a lot of people, and they were saying, yeah, we don't care. We don't really need it for free or anything. We can pay for it. We just need the access. That's what we need because the courses are great and we believe in them.
Do you believe the Romanian market is ready for this?
I can't say yes and no. I think that there are still are people who don't realize how important it is to pay for your own education, because if you pay like a bunch of dollars, like even in the hundreds of dollars for education, but you can actually go and do something with what you've learned, that's like sometimes with what you learn, you can make like thousands of dollars. So you can even pick up a book. There are great books that you can pick up and you can start applying what you've read in those books and you can go and make at least $1,000. And it's a book that costs $20. So I think that the return on investment is huge. Now, if you would take some of the really great online trainings that are available in the world right now, I think that you could do a lot more. To really answer the question is, like, people just don't believe that they could do it, and people like to go to online trainings, but they don't really like to apply what they're learning there. However, there are entrepreneurs in different companies, in startups, in some of the more traditional companies as well, and they're actually taking to this whole online trainings thing, and they're actually spending a lot of money on them. So people are starting to see that, yeah, you need food, but you also need to actually pay for trainings, because that makes a lot of sense. And online training is a lot cheaper than in-person trainings. So I think it's a matter that people don't really believe that there's a lot of value inside the online trainings, but once they will figure out that there is, I don't think that they will have so much of a problem in actually paying the money to get access to the trainings.
The courses that you provide, can you see in some future that they could be also taught in school at the universities?
Yeah, I mean, especially at universities that have to do with marketing, that would make like all the sense in the world. But I'm not really sure that's gonna happen, because in Romania, for example, at the marketing university, you just learn old stuff, like really old stuff. It has nothing to do with new media. It has not to do with the way that marketing is actually being done. Learning is not deep enough so that students can go from the marketing university and really create like a really great brand concept for like a really big corporation out there, because it's still not at the same level. So if you don't want to go at that level, you could at least teach like some of these really simple things, where you just apply a couple of strategies, you just apply a couple of tactics. Anybody could learn them, and you could have your students going from the marketing university having like actual cool stuff in their backpack, and whatever they do in life, they would be prepared to always provide the best marketing for any organization they choose to join, or organizations they choose to create, or even NGOs where they wish to serve the community. They could be doing a lot with what they learn in university if the universities would provide better access to classes. I mean, there are so many cool things out on the internet that you can learn from, and none of them have reached the university space, and it's just wrong. It's really wrong. It's like, yeah, we're trying to hold on to our very dysfunctional things because we like dysfunctional things, and this is how it's always been, and this is what we need.
And yet,
And
universities are supposed to prepare people for the work market.
yes, that's the first point. And the second point is those teachers get angry because the students don't pay attention to them. Of course, the students won't pay attention to them when they're teaching something that's completely irrelevant. Some of the fundamentals are right. I'm not saying that. But you can't keep teaching me fundamentals for 3 years when in 3 years, if I were to just scour the web, I would just go and find all of the blogs with all of the online trainings, even with all of the free online trainings that there are out there. I could be learning so much in those 3 years that I would be super successful.
What are your future plans? What are you planning to do next?
For the moment, we're pretty happy with Learning Solutions by Squirrly because we've created our own education cloud. For Education Cloud, we have a lot of plans because it was really interesting to see in this period that a lot of people have started joining our premium pass. So because they're staying at home and they're finally having time to learn about digital marketing skills, they keep coming to us and paying the monthly and the yearly subscriptions. And we now have a plan to get at least 3 new courses every month inside of Education Cloud. And it's pretty cool because you pay a subscription and you get access to everything inside. So even the people who were interested like 3 months ago, but they didn't buy, they're now thinking, yeah, but there are so many new classes there. I need to get onto that. Something is moving. I need to be part of the action.
Really, nowadays, if you don't pay attention, if you don't keep yourself connected and you don't keep learning, then it's very easy to stay behind.
Very interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. I think that could be a topic for like a whole new conversation just around that.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm very excited to check your platform and to learn something new about SEO marketing.